Hey, what's up, everybody? We out here on Pacific Beach, San Diego, California. Got my bare feet in the sand. Looking like it's gonna be good. I don't know why I'm filming me. I should be filming this beautiful view. It's very nice out here. Here, let me show you. Yeah, that's nice. That's very nice. I'm speaking like this and very close to the mic. I don't really know why, but here we are. I'm gonna get my feet a little wet because that's what people are supposed to do out here. I will tell you how cold it is. Let's see. Here we go. Ah, yeah. Yeah, that's sufficiently cold right there. Something about this right here looks real creepy. Maybe it's just the way the waves are hitting. I don't know, I wouldn't want to be down there. Let me zoom in. Look at that mess. Yeah, I don't know about all that. Look at that. Look at how beautiful that is. That's nice. That's real nice. When I'm filming myself, it's like I'm talking to someone. There's seaweed. Alright, I'm going to speak in my normal voice now, I think. Yeah, life is weird, you know. I don't even know where I'll be sleeping tomorrow night. I'm trying to live more off the cuff, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to live for more in the moment. That's better, you know. Just trying to live in the moment. Trying to do more weird things, like film myself with a crappy microphone on a beach in California. I don't even know if I'm going to show anyone this video, but I might. Let's see if I've been making footprints. Look at my footprints. Footprints in the sand. You know, a lot of things are like footprints in the sand. A lot of our successes, achievements, all kinds of things. You know, we think we're making an impact and the ocean just washes it away. You know, the ocean in this very bad analogy is life, I suppose. But, you know, the ocean's gonna do what the ocean's gonna do. It's more powerful than we are. And it's beautiful that we could even make an imprint in the sand for however short amount of time, you know? Maybe long enough for someone else to follow in our footsteps, maybe not. I don't know. Is this analogy working for you? Can't really tell if it's working for me. But it's good. We're walking. We're having a good time. I hear sunsets around here are like a religion. Everyone comes out to see them because they're so beautiful over the Pacific Ocean. I always have to remember which one's the Pacific and which one's the Atlantic, because I grew up in the Midwest, not by any oceans. We just had rivers. We had the Missouri and the Mississippi River. But they got oceans out here, and that's like a larger amount of water. And I remember Atlantic Ocean because Atlantic, America was founded on the East Coast, Atlantic Ocean. Is that weird? Maybe, but that's how I remember it. Maybe I'll help you remember it now. These guys are playing some sort of sport. It looks very intense right now. That's pretty good. I'm gonna film them, see if they pick it up. Nice. Now what is this thing? I know so very little about sea life. I'm realizing how delicate and dainty my feet are. They're already getting torn up just walking on this beach for a minute. But, it's alright. I'm gonna be okay. You just gotta remember at the end of the day, you're gonna be okay, And that's maybe obvious, like when your feet are a little sore, or maybe not so obvious. When you go through some personal trauma, something very hard in your life. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to know it's gonna be okay. And that's okay. It's okay to not know that it's gonna be okay, but sometimes you just need to be reminded, that's all. Sometimes you just need to be reminded that everything is gonna be okay. Because life is beautiful and mysterious and hard. It's hard, it's difficult. The more we learn about the universe, the more we realize how much we don't know. And we've always not known, but we've only just realized how much we don't know. And when presented with this chaos, some people turn to things that they believe to be true in this universe, whether that's your faith, your religion, your politics, whatever it is. You want to be on some sort of team with people that agree with you on certain subjects. But really, at the end of the day, it's like no one knows anything. So I wish we'd all just kind of bond together, I don't know, we're in a scary time right now. It's like we're at the beginning of World War III. We're at a very decisive time in the United States of America. It appears that hatred is very strong right now in this country amongst a lot of people, and the things they say they hate is what they're focusing on instead of the things we can all agree we love, Focusing on the positives instead of the negatives, optimistic, pessimist, I guess, the difference between that. But it's hard to be an optimist when you see horrible things. It's hard to be an optimist when you see horrible, horrible things happen in the world, But that's all the more reason we need to be. When it gets so dark that we can really even believe that there's light anymore, that's when we really need to seek the light, And that can be taken in a spiritual way or a religious way, and I just kind of mean it in a universal way of it's easy to focus on differences. It's easy to focus on the bad because our brains evolved to look for threats, look for danger. And because of that, we tend to fixate more on the negatives because the positives aren't a threat to our survival, or they weren't, I guess. And but I think that has changed now, and I think that focusing on the positives is essential to our survival as a species now, you know? I don't know why I keep saying you know a lot. Do you know? I don't know. No one knows, you know? But, yeah. I think focusing on beauty, for me it's nature, you know. Nature's a calming place because nature's gonna be nature, you know. We alter it and we do what we can and do more than we should, but at the end of the day, ocean don't give a flying fudge. The ocean's gonna ocean. Saw a video that said if we dropped like the biggest nuke we have in the deepest part of the ocean, basically nothing would happen because the ocean's just so big it just swallows it up, you know. I don't know, I think a lot of people are scared to admit that there are things more powerful than them. But I've known that my whole life. I've never been the most powerful at anything. Never been the smartest, never been the strongest. Never been the best looking, that's for sure. I've never been the top at anything. And maybe that's helped me kind of realize that you don't need to seek that, you know? That there's really no point in trying to be the best at something, because even if you briefly are, it's like, well, you know, the best at it because this specific group is measuring it and everyone in the world is not competing in it, so there's no way to know, and you'll never be the best at anything forever. So just yeah. Forgot what I was saying, I got distracted. I think basically what I was saying is, like, there's people that are afraid to admit that they are powerless to certain things, and that can be really hard, and some people don't know what to do with that, especially again when our brains are evolved to want to protect from threats, and then when we learn that there's things we can't protect the ones we love or ourselves against, that's scary. But all the more reason why we can't dwell on them, can't focus on them, you know? Because being small and insignificant is not a bad thing. I feel like people fight to not want to be insignificant, and that's a battle you are not going to win. You are not going to be significant on a universal scale, but you are going to be significant to yourself, to those close to you, you know? so that's why it's more important to focus on that. I really think if we focused on mental health in this country, I think things would get a lot better for all of us, I think everyone agrees with that, but no one's doing anything about it. Well, we are, step by step, but we need to make some drastic changes. I mean, basically, the pandemic is like a trauma that the world is all experiencing together, experiencing how their country handled it anyway. But it's basically it's globally we've went through some pretty intense trauma where, like, if this virus actually is the end of the world and we all die from this, remember, everyone was scared. Before all politics got involved, everyone was scared. And I think everyone was confronted with their mortality, straight up, hey, there's a virus that might kill everyone you know, bye. And everyone had to figure out what life meant to them, and come face to face with your mortality like that is traumatizing for those that aren't prepared for it, which I think is most of us. It can be easy to think about death when you're not confronted with it, but when it's right up in your face like that, you think you know what you're going to do in an apocalyptic scenario, and then when it actually happens, it's different than you thought it was, The situations are different than you thought, and how you handle it is different, because you don't really know how you're going to handle something until you're in it. And for me, I just got really apathetic, I guess. I don't know, I was just if this kills me, that's fine, because I don't really want to live right now anyway. So that's what I did when I was confronted with it. That's what I had. So I had COVID. Our result came back March 31st, 2020. I had COVID. That was before we knew anything about it. I mean, we knew a little bit, but we knew that people that are overweight and have asthma are at risk, and that was definitely me. And so I was just well, if I die, I die. I didn't even seek medical treatment. It got pretty hard to breathe, and I just remember laying in my bed being this might be it. When I go to bed, I might not wake up, and that's okay, whatever. But I didn't. I'm glad now that I didn't. At the time, I wasn't. At the time, I was just ready to peace out, But, now I'm glad, because look at this, I wouldn't be walking on this beach right now. This water. When it came out to California, it's a lot of things I wouldn't have experienced. Great things, And yeah, there's some bad stuff I experienced too, but that's life. That's part of life. There's going to be times in life where you feel like the bad experiences are drastically outweighing the good experiences. But, it won't always be that way. That's all the more reason for us to help each other out too, when you see someone struggling and you're not, help them up. We need to get back to helping people. I feel like so many, I grew up in the Christian church, and there's such an emphasis on helping other people, but it seems like these days a lot of people that claim to be followers of Christ are not living the way he would. I don't think Jesus would have spent time ranting online, that's for sure. Nah, Jesus would be out in the streets. He'd be helping those that are struggling more than he is. Because and again, I'm no longer a Christian, but I was for the vast majority of my life so far. And, if he was fully human, fully divine, that means fully God and fully human, which he has to have been for the Christian faith to work. That means he was tempted. He went through some bad stuff too, and he still was focused on helping other people. And I think in general we should, we shouldn't need a religion to tell us that, but if you do, then that's okay. But listen to it and help other people. We need to love each other a lot more than we are. Alright, I'm gonna peace out now because I want to enjoy this sunset, because it's gonna be really pretty, and I don't want any distractions because I want to fully live in the moment and enjoy it. So love yourself, love others, love life. That's how I'm trying to do it. All three are necessary. Alright, peace out. Love you so much. Bye.